All right, I guess if nobody else is going to tell you, I will. I have some bad news for you. People seem to think that they're going to live healthy all the way up until something tragic happens, and then boom, they're gone. But for the vast majority of people, that's not going to be the case. Many of you are going to be sick for a long, long time. I get it if you don't want to live longer, but I bet most of us want to live better while we're here. And your best bet is to start this aging process ahead of the game, not behind. Now, a lot of people are going to tell me they can't afford to live healthy. I promise you, in this country, you can't afford to live sick. If you're in your 30s and your 40s and you're not thinking about what your life's going to look like in your 60s and 70s, I hate to break it to you, but most of you are going to get there regardless of your health. You're going to get there either dragging ass and unhealthy, or you're going to get there feeling good and living life. You know what I can promise you? It's not going to be a doctor that gets you there. It's not going to be a doctor that gets you to the end of your life healthy. It's going to have to be you. The healthiest, most long-lived people are the ones that have to see us the least. So let's assume you're in this till your 70s, which the majority of you are going to be. So how are you going to get there and feel better? How are you going to leave this world with all your original parts instead of with 5 stents, bilateral knee replacements, and a shoulder replacement because your knees didn't work anymore, and then a hip fracture at the end? How are you going to get there healthier? So I'm doubling down on this one. You've got to do some exercise that has impact and is weight bearing. Now, it can be your own weight that the load is bearing, like in jumping rope where your own force is striking the ground, or running or hiking with a backpack on, something that has an increased mass to it so that your bones are being stimulated. Hey, you've got to increase your density so that we can handle this load that's being placed on us. Strength training is super important because as you age, you lose muscle mass and you actually have an increased requirement for protein. And most of our aging population is doing 2 things: wasting away their muscle from inactivity, and then even when their body's stimulated to produce it, they're not intaking enough protein to be able to build that muscle back. And so they get weaker and they feel worse, and they get weaker and then they feel worse. And it's just this cyclical event that leads to their ultimate demise. And I'm not talking about death here. I'm talking about feeling like crap for the last couple of years or the last decade, and not being able to do the things with your family that you wanted to do, and not being able to enjoy that retirement. That's what I don't want for you. And there's no doctor that's going to be able to take care of those issues for you. You've got to come up with an exercise routine that is something that you enjoy. I don't care if it's in a gym with weights, man. I love that, but you don't have to. If it's on a trail with a backpack, if it's on a horse, I love that too. Something that gets your heart rate going, something that really gives you an impact and stimulates that bone density, and something that gives you a purpose and something that you enjoy, that you are looking forward to. And that's why exercise is so important in aging, and aging well.